Hello there.
I'm Ozzy Robbo.
I'm English Chen.
And welcome to our whole video for our Disneyland Paris trip.
Yeah, so we went to Disneyland Paris in September.
We did.
All very kind of like nail-biting, where are we going, are we not going? And we did, and hopefully you've enjoyed the series up until this point. There'll be a link down below, downstairs, down below to the playlist for that series. It's got restaurants, rides, etc. But yeah, this is the haul, so this is stuff that, as usual, mostly I bought. And the stuff we've really struggled to get back. Nice thing about going to Disneyland Paris is it's easier to get back. It was trains, so if you've got boxes and stuff, it's easier to carry than trying to get it onto planes and trains and automobiles in the US. And also you don't have to worry so much about how much you're spending in regards of bringing home with you. So let's start, shall we? These are things that I did kind of have in mind before going. Disney Park exclusives. First up, some of you may recognise this, it's the map from Up. Up's one of my favourite films by Disney and Pixar, and we've got Carl and Ellie. Carl and Ellie make me want to tear up every time I watch the film, so I saw this, and it's by artists Kevin and Jody, who've got a whole series of things. Also look out for their artwork, just as prints, because they're beautiful and really imaginative, and their models and the sculptures that they do are brilliant. So have a look for those on the internet, you'll find them everywhere. But yeah, the box first of all is really beautiful. I wasn't expecting it to be quite that nice. But also the actual maquette statue is lovely, but also practical. Ooh. Ooh. Don't drop it. No, it's really heavy. I'm looking forward to having this on display. It's really nicely done and detailed and painted. And it was cheaper than getting it from the UK Disney store, which is how I convinced you I was going to buy it. In keeping with Kevin and Jody, it's another one that we missed out originally on UK Disney store, and this is a Disney Paris exclusive. Another one of my favourite films is Mary Poppins. I've lost count of how many times I've seen this film. Kevin and Jody did a series of 2 maquettes, and this is the sort of first main one with Mary and Bert and the kids, and it's Jolly Holiday. And again, box is beautiful. Normally I get rid of boxes. These are really beautiful. I might use them just for storage, but yeah, it's a lovely piece, really nice. It's based on. We'll put the picture in here. So it's based on the original composition of posters inviting families to go to Disneyland in California, and they've basically translated it into Mary Poppins. So we'll insert that here, and you can compare the two. But yeah, really beautiful piece, really nicely painted, quite light but very delicate.
Well, you wanted them. We walked past the waffle stand, and you said, "Oh, I want those."
Yeah.
So I bought them for you.
Yeah, really nice. It was nice because he went off the waffles and he came back with them, while I sat there waiting patiently at Hyperspace Mountain, taking in the track. They're really nicely finished. They're cheap plastic, not exactly. They're not sort of like the ceramic ones you get now in Disney stores, but yeah, they're kind of fun and practical. You can hold a lot of coffee in them. So yeah, I was very grateful. It was nice, again, nice surprise. However, we then had to carry them around everywhere we went, which was a bit of a pain in the arse.
For the rest of the day, yes.
For the rest of the day.
You bought me this little piece?
Yeah, so I'm from Nottingham, and one of the few films by Disney that you have seen you like.
Well, yes, it was always around when I was growing up as a kid, so the video store, I guess. Yeah, so I've seen it multiple times. Yeah.
Robin Hood, and this is Prince John, of course. They do a really nice range of these. So you got that one, didn't you? And I got another Mary Poppins piece. So they have like so many different characters done in this style, and they're kind of like a cheap range of collectibles. I think I can't remember actually how much they were. They're about €14 or something like that per 10 or 14 euros per figure. And you could literally get all the gang and all these random pieces. But yeah, these kind of struck out. This for me is going to be something I'll have on a desk. My desk at work is going to be so full when I go back.
Just your desk or your whole life in general?
Your life in general kind of stuff. And then part of that range is two of our favourites, Tic and Tac, as they're known in France. Yeah, Chip and Dale. They have quite a lot of Chip and Dale stuff. I was quite surprised. Disneyland Paris isn't great for merchandise shopping. They repeat a lot of the same stock in every single shop. But there are some really nice pieces when you do find them, and that one for us was kind of like a definite buy. And then you wanted to get the other one, didn't you? Which was
Well, we got this. I bought this for you. Yes.
oh, I forgot you bought it.
Yeah, it's nice. We don't really have much. Well, we have a lot of Christmas decorations in terms of things hanging from the tree, but we don't have
We've got
Christmas-wise in terms of.
I think the first big pieces we got from Disney was Disney World, and that was the Chip and Dale Nutcrackers, which are kind of like these really beautifully heavy maquettes, which are supposedly nutcrackers, so they've got the jaw that opens. And yeah, and since then we've kind of, anytime that we've seen anything Chip and Dale Christmas related, we've gone for it. Rob's now covered in glitter. No, fairy dust. He's covered in fairy dust. Oh, thanks. That's yeah. So that was. They actually did start having quite a few pieces of Christmas stuff in, but we're holding out on what Disney Store UK will be having, and we will be doing an episode. Yeah, we are. This week. And then the final sort of, I suppose, giant piece that I got was Ezra, Phineas and Gus from Haunted Mansion. I actually missed out on getting these when we went to Disney World when it was the 50th anniversary. Was it a year or two ago? 50th anniversary, and I thought I'd lost out on getting them, and weirdly they have them in store. It's a bit of a pain in the arse to put them through at the till, especially if you've got more than one thing you're buying, because they have to go off and collect it, bring it down, show it you, take it out of the box, and there's a lot of back and forth. But yeah, it's nicely lit, and
so I bought one pin for myself, which is a Paris pin. It was just like a kind of souvenir for the fact that we've been to Paris and just to remember that trip by. So it's Chip and Dale, as known as Tick and Tack.
Tick and Tack.
Yeah, just them next to the Eiffel Tower.
Standard.
Your freedom game.
Cheeky. And then I got you one, didn't I?
You did. You got me one as well.
With the original gang.
Yes, so another Disneyland Paris one with all the gang kind of grouped together.
Yeah. I didn't bother buying any pins.
You didn't?
Didn't bother buying. Bought biscuits though. So yeah, we bought some of the Disneyland Paris biscuits, which are kind of like a butter biscuit, what do you call it?
Yeah, I bought it for you because you wanted the tin.
Yeah, because I really like the artwork for the tin. They had loads of stuff. I think it was mostly from.
But the biscuits were quite nice as well, actually.
Yeah,
so.
they're very Moorish, and actually they didn't last very long, which is why this is full of pins. Yeah, I got pins. So they have a very limited range. Again, with their stock, they don't branch out as much as Disney World do they? If you see, if you see a pin in one store, you're more than likely going to see it in every other store you go in that sells pins. But I got quite a few. I basically went one night and just bought which ones I liked. So we've got standard Mickey Mouse, the black, white, and red sort of design. That's a multi-pack starter pack. Again, I haven't actually got any up pins, so no, I've got one which is the house with the balloons. But yeah, so we've got all the gang here, apart from Ellie. Shame we put Ellie on there, but Doug's on there most importantly. Another starter pack. We've got Chip and Dale, Standard Pose, Mary Poppins, Flying Away. I like now these were quite nice. So as you know, Disneyland Paris has its own kind of Tower of Terror, and they have like a range which are of pins which are all just based on the rides themselves in Disneyland Paris. So we've got Stitch in the Tower of Terror, Hollywood Tower, and then we've got Chip and Dale, which actually goes quite nicely because one of the first pins we bought from Disney World was Chip and Dale on the Tower of Terror in Walt Disney World, and it's them with the key, so that goes quite nicely with that one. And then yeah, so we've got a couple of Pride ones. Pride ones are quite nice. If we ever go to a Pride event again where it's public, it'd be nice to wear them. And a I suppose it's their answer to a kind of jumbo pin, which is the Disneyland Paris attractions sort of view with Mickey on the end.
This is quite nice, yeah.
Yeah, and considering it's like the yellow band, it's actually really cheap compared to other larger pins that you get elsewhere. Another Mary Poppins one in the finest. Star Tours. This is a pin. I actually love this sign. I'd love to have this sign made big. Yeah, so I got that one as well. Then kind of a bit more graphic design led Mickey Mouse world design, sort of similar to the north, south, east, west Disney World ones. It's like their answer to that. And then the US Main Street USA pin badge, which I missed out on Disney Store, so I managed to grab it there. So I was really pleased. Yeah, as you can see, no crumbs, no anything. But a nice tin, and we'll be using that to store things in.
Pins?
If anybody has any, actually, as new pin collectors, if anybody has any ideas or links to ways of displaying them, or people who supply mounts, books, etc., can you pop that in the comments down below, because that would be really helpful for us starting out, because our collection is growing. It would be nice to have them somewhere to keep or display. Second full day, we actually almost forgot about this ride because it's tucked away. It's the Indiana Jones mine train car ride, which was absolutely awesome.
It was a really good ride, yeah.
Yeah, short, but
very compact, yeah.
Yeah, we loved it. We really loved it. After we went to the ride, Rob went off to do some filming and taking photos. I decided, what do I do when I'm on my own?
Spend money.
So I actually really wanted one of these from Disney World and never bought one just because of trying to fit everything in the bag. An Indiana Jones, Mickey Mouse. Again, they weren't giving out bags, so I had to carry them around with me for the rest of the day, and it was, halfway through the day?
It was about 3 o'clock.
Yeah, about 3 o'clock. We were there. We got a good, 4 hours left of rides and things, and it's nicely done. He's got a little leather jacket on. Yeah, he's really cute. He's not too big either. But yeah, overall, we had a really good time. The merchandise was limited, which you're grateful for, because it meant I didn't come back with too much. Oh yeah, and then these. On the last day, I bought a pair of ears. One of the things they don't have over there, and you noticed this, I think, first of all, was how men especially, there were none of the standard Mickey Mouse caps.
Yeah, they don't sell Mickey ears at all, as far as like for the the full cap thing.
Minnie? Oh, there's Minnie everywhere. Minnie's kind of
ears. Yeah.
Yeah. They're really heavy on the Minnie Mouse kind of collections and ears, and I think it's because of the Parisian fashion thing. They tend to sort of weigh heavy on that in regards of designs and ideas. So it's all very kind of like chic Minnie Mouse merch. But for those of us who like to wear what I like to call the Mickey Mouse dunce caps, there was nothing, was it? There was literally not one single item, which is a bit disappointing, but at the same time, more room for other stuff in the bag. So I spent a good chunk of money, but I know that next time I go, I won't be coming back with as many things and pieces, because I've got the things that I went for originally. I know what
I'm sure you'll find lots of other stuff to spend money on.
But yeah, it was fun, and it was nice to not have to worry too much about trying to get them back. Unlike Walt Disney World, where we've got lightsabers and droids, and you're trying to shove everything in that suitcase. But yeah, hope you enjoy this video and our collection, our additional collection.
And the Paris series in general?
Yeah, the Paris series in general. We've really loved the feedback, and all the lovely comments that have been left, messages we've been receiving. Hope you enjoyed the rest of the series if you haven't watched it all. And there'll be more to come. We'll definitely be going back to Disneyland Paris.
At some point.
Yeah, whenever things settle down. And hope you come with us. So thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, please.
And all our details for social media are down below, as are the links that we've mentioned throughout this episode. Bye for now.
Bye.